Dear colleagues, dear friends, it is an honor to welcome you at the beginning of the COSAC meeting in Zagreb on behalf of the European Affairs Committee of the Croatian Parliament, and welcome you to Zagreb. To today's meeting, we also open the parliamentary dimension of Croatia's presidency of the Council of the European Union, which will also include two additional conferences in Zagreb and one in Brussels. And we will conclude this meeting, the parliamentary dimension, with the 63rd plenary meeting of the COSAC in Zagreb between the 24th and 26th of May 2020. Mr. Plenković, the Prime Minister of Croatia, will present the priorities of the Croatian presidency in the first session today. At the second session, we will welcome the Vice President of the European Commission, Dubravka Šuica, who will talk about the Conference on the Future of Europe, and the first Vice Presidents of the European Parliament, Mrs. Merit McGuinness, and I would like to thank them both for coming to Zagreb. The presidency of COSAC for the Croatian Parliament will be marked with new beginnings, the beginning of a new institutional cycle and the new European Commission, as well as the beginning of the establishment of new relations between the EU and the UK. At the same time, we believe and hope that our presidency will be marked by an ending as well, and this will be the finalization of the multi-annual financial framework 2021 to 2027. There are important tasks ahead of us, but I am sure that in these 6 months we will prove to you that Croatia is up to all these tasks. Allow me a personal note. The favorite part of my job as the President of the European Affairs Committee has been this, meeting with all of you to discuss and exchange ideas on our joint present, future, sometimes the past as well. We are facing many global challenges, and I believe firmly that our discussions will increasingly be focused on what kind of European Union we need and not whether we need it at all. I believe that our partners and our citizens will include national parliaments and our committees, and we should always keep this in mind. And this is why we believe that it would be good to open discussion on the future of the format of COSAC in order for our conference to remain a relevant forum in the coming decades, to develop opinions and exchange opinions between the national parliaments and the European Parliament, and also to serve as a forum. The plenary meeting of COSAC in May will be opened by the discussion on the implementation of the priorities of the Croatian presidency, as well as the results on the summit of the EU and Western Balkan countries to be held in Zagreb in May. We will also conduct the following topics: the transformation of labor market, the management of demographic imbalances, and mobility of labor within the EU, from the aspect of the migration pressures, which will not diminish in the coming decades. Then the distributive effect on the EU budget will be another one of our topics. We required an assessment of the effects of the cohesion funds, not only for the net contributors, but also for the net payers. And I think it would be good to have a good overview of the situation. Further topics: the European integrated maritime approach and the rights and obligations in digital area. I believe that some of these topics will also include debates on climate change. By selecting these topics for the COSAC meetings, we wanted to encompass all 4 key priorities of the Croatian presidency: the Europe that develops, Europe that connects, Europe that protects, and Europe that is influential. Finally, I would like to stress that our meetings are only as important as much effort and energy we put into them. The influence of COSAC to the European institution will depend on our organization and focus on our topics. My colleague and myself will be at your disposal today and in the months ahead of us, 24/7, so to speak. Dear colleagues, dear friends, I believe that our meeting today will be a successful one, and I'm looking forward to our cooperation. Thank you.